Welcome back. I hope you all are doing well. I'm your guide, Jackie. In this video, we will review the decisions in a level 1 and take a look at a level 2 decisions. This was the summary that we discussed in the last video for progression. In the last video, we discussed strategies to meet the potential demand. When we are placing orders for raw materials, the suppliers would need some time to deliver them to us. Therefore, we could only use them for provision in the next round after placing orders in this rack. Once the raw materials are delivered through the factory, we can manufacture those raw materials together with the raw materials inventory into finished goods. By deciding the number of production allocation or requests, we can know how much raw materials we have to use for manufacturing products. The number of finished goods produced is calculated by the raw materials manufactured times the material conversion rate. But of course, you should have enough raw materials for the number of finished goods you plan to produce. Otherwise, the number of goods produced would be limited by the raw materials you have. Also, there would be an upper limit for the production, which is calculated by the next production capacity times 1.5. Then, those finished goods could be used to fulfill customers' orders. If finished goods are enough to fulfill the potential demand, the sales volume would equal to the potential demand, and the remaining goods would be transferred as the inventory for the next round. However, if the finished goods are not sufficient to fulfill such demand, the sales volume would be equivalent to the maximum goods available for sales, and the unfulfilled demands would turn into lost sales and competitor sales. We have also discussed how the price and the image of the product affect the potential demand in the last video. I believe that all of you should have now familiar with the level 1 positions. So let's take some time to learn some new decisions in level 2. In fact, level 2 consists of 4 more decisions: equipment investment, maintenance expense, R&D expenses, and dividends. Those additional decisions will affect our products and the production process. As mentioned in the last video, the material conversion rate is how much finished goods can be produced by a unit of raw materials. It will be slower due to the decrease in equipment efficiency. To increase the conversion rate in the date, we can increase our maintenance expense to do so, which could help improve production efficiency by using fewer raw materials to produce 1 unit of finished goods. On the other hand, we could also invest in equipment to increase the production capacity of that equipment. It increases the max production capacity by 1 unit for every $20 of the investment, although it will incur additional expenses such as insurance, premiums, and the shipping rate. Of course, improving production efficiency is very important, but the product itself should also be competitive enough. The business would also need to focus on improving the quality of its products, just like huge enterprises that set up their own R&D department to enhance their product design. The high-end product quality compared to the competitors would lead to a rise in the potential demand, just like the marketing expenses, which enhance the product image. Up till now, we have gone through decisions related to the daily operations of the company, including procurement, production, pricing, and marketing strategies. Yet, in the long term, it is important to have enough funds to support such huge operations and extensions. Here comes the part of how we raise capital by issuing dividends. It sounds reasonable that we could attract more investors if they can get a better return in the future, right? In MBS, we would assess a business using its net present value, NPV, which is a fair wage method of how much a business is worth. By issuing dividends, we could attract more investors to eject funds, which helps the business to operate and extend. Here is the formula for NPV. To make it simpler, the more dividends we issue, the higher the NPV. Therefore, it is good to issue dividends in a game when you have enough cash. In fact, we can also borrow loans to support our operations. In NBS, we have two types of loans, mainly overdrafts and bank loans. When a business doesn't have enough cash for the business operations in this round, the bank would automatically lend money. The overdraft amount would then transferred into new bank loan after the round ends. One point to look at is the overdraft interest would only be charged at the next round when the business has an overdraft in this round, while the bank loan interest would be incurred at the round where the business borrowed it. Let's summarize the things we've discussed today. To enhance provision efficiency, we can increase both the material conversion rate and the next production capacity by increasing the maintenance expense and equipment investment respectively. It improves the product quality. We can also increase the R&D expenses if we would like to get stronger potential demand. Yet, it is also vital to have enough funds for operations so that we can attract investors by issuing dividends and borrowing loans. Here comes the end of the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the workshop.